Hi, in this video, I want to show you one of the first things you should do with the default environment. Now, I appreciate this works better if you've got the luxury of doing this before anybody is aware of the Power Platform, which is less and less likely these days. But the main purpose of this kind of best practice is, if nothing else, is just to specify the intent of the environment. And mostly because of just the nature of the environment, there's certain things that if nothing is configured to prevent it, like if you adopt some of the integration with the Power Platform in SharePoint, those flows are going to end up in the default environment by default. For example, all users are going to have the ability to create Power Platform elements within the environment. So if you can get it as early on as possible, show the intent of the environment. And one of the good uses for a default environment is go, okay, we're not going to fight this. We want to encourage it, but we also want to somewhat police it. But rather than have this kind of meaningless name, we're going to come into the default environment. And of course, you can name this whatever you like, but I'm going to click edit. And a name that I think is quite a good choice is personal productivity. And you may think, okay, this doesn't actually stop anything, it's just a name. But if you think to yourself, if I create an app, I'm not saying this is always going to be true, but if I create an app and I can see it's in an environment called personal productivity, I'm not really in a position to kind of go, oh, this was a critical business app. It's kind of like, well, this was called personal productivity. Again, it is just a name, but I just wanted to call that out. Okay, I'm not quite sure why it failed, but it does seem to have named it there. So I'm just going to give it a refresh just for good measure. So it might be one of those errors where it did actually make the change, but just didn't do it via straight away. And I'll just flick between home and environments. And here we can see we've now got personal productivity. So just to take it a step further, we're talking about from probably an end user's perspective. And we'll sign in. And then the usual default environment of a user. I'll just quickly get rid of this menu because it's the first time I've been here. No, I won't, because no offense, but I just don't want to give my phone number to the world. But you can see, albeit behind this grayed out screen, environment, personal productivity, as opposed to something, and then the tenant, and then in brackets, default. So simple, but it is a recommendation that I think everyone should do. Okay, thank you for watching.